I'm of the opinion that the preparation that you do before your ritual is as important, if not more important, than the ritual itself. You don't have to have all the fancy bells and whistles to have an elaborate ritual, but if you spend the time and energy to set up yourself and your space, you will have tremendous results. So I'm going to share with you the 7 steps that I take on any given ritual that I do ever. And this goes for all the rituals that I post on my channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you're new here and you find this video to be valuable, please don't forget to hit the like button or subscribe, leave a comment, or follow me on Twitter, Instagram, etc. I'm not going to bore you with these things, but just as a reminder, it is much, much appreciated. Okay, thank you. Now, the first 2 steps that I do take place early in the day, like directly after coffee, early in the day. And the first one is I smudge my whole house. I made a whole video specifically about how I smudge my space. I know it's kind of obnoxious to go from one video to another, but if you already know how to smudge or you've already seen that video, I don't want to waste your time here. If you want to know how I smudge my space or you haven't seen that video, I will put it in the description box below so you can check it out. But smudging my space is something that I do early in the day when I know I'm doing a ritual that night. That way I am literally setting the space and the tone of my entire day to be mindful of the fact that I'm doing a ritual that evening. Even if I'm going to be gone from the house like all day, I still smudge before I go. And that way when I come back, it's like the space is still set and ready for me. The second thing that I do is also during the day, and that's just cleaning. And I know I do that on most days anyways, but on a ritual day, I do it very consciously, and I do it with the idea that I'm setting up my space as a whole, my entire house space, to be prepared for the ritual that I'm doing. So the first 2 steps are just to smudge your house and clean your house, and I do that early in the day. That way I set the tone for the whole day. Now, the other 5 steps take place during ritual time, when it's actually time to do my ritual. And they are as follows. 1, music. I recommend nothing with lyrics in it. You don't want words in your space. So I usually go with a specific hertz frequency or just some really chill, like meditation, sound bowl, that kind of thing. And that's where I start. Like I hit play on that, and that kind of begins to set the tone in my space. I also will then either do like a quick smudging or I'll start burning incense, that kind of thing. Then, if you are a cannabis user and it's legal in your state and you want to, the additional optional 3rd step is to smoke. So I like to do that during ritual work. Take it, leave it, do it, don't. If you're, over 18 and it's legal in your state, then I recommend doing that. Again, optional, you don't have to, but I like to do it. I think it sets me in the right tone. Now, the next thing is, I think, one of the most important parts, and that is I take a shower, but when I take a shower, I bring my incense with me, I bring my Bluetooth speaker with me, so I'm still playing that music. I've already smoked. I get in the shower and I do a couple of things. One is I do a visualization, and that is I usually envision the light, the water as light. Like the water is glowing, and I have my eyes closed and I let it wash over me and kind of wash away anything that I don't want with me. Any negativity, anything that's not serving me. I just kind of try to wash away any of the residual that I've got sitting on me, you know what I mean? Additionally, I will shave. Now, if you're somebody who shaves, then this is an option. You don't have to, obviously. The reason why is because it's like literally taking off, like peeling off a layer of skin. Like I just take all his hair off and then I just feel like a bright, shiny new person. Like I'm physically removing actual parts of my body, and I'll emerge from the shower like this squeaky clean new person, right? Now, the other thing I do, which I think is vitally important, is I spend a few minutes just observing my thoughts, and I try to see if there's anything in there I need to address. Now, sometimes this turns into a whole ordeal. Sometimes, many times I've had whole epiphanies during this process where I realize some shadows I've been suppressing or whatever. And that can happen, and that's good, because if you don't deal with it in the shower, then you take it into your ritual. And even if you're not aware of it consciously, having these things back here does affect the work that you do, and your subconscious thoughts are going to work against you if they're conflicting with your intentions. So I like to take a few minutes while I'm in there before my rituals to just observe my thoughts and see what's going on, check in with my feelings, check in with how I'm going, like just kind of do an assessment and see if there's anything I need to handle real quick if I can. So I recommend doing that as well. And then when I emerge from the shower, if I have any, I'm currently out, but if I have any ritual oil, I will also lather myself in ritual oil. That way it's like I am anointed before I go into my space. And it's just this whole like, once you've cleansed your space and you got the music going and your incense and you take the shower and you do the visualization and you check in with yourself and then rub yourself in oil, it creates this whole like empowered, I'm ready, like vibe. And I think that really makes a difference. For me, it makes a huge difference in my work that I'm doing, because I'm just set and I'm ready and I've done all these things in the physical 3-dimensional space that really put effort and energy towards what it is that I'm doing. Then the very last step that I do is I go outside and I ground myself. Now, I live in Michigan. It's cold sometimes. I get that. But nonetheless, I'll go outside. If I can stand it, I'll get barefoot, even in the wintertime if I can. I'll just stand outside and just kind of be really present and ground myself in and feel the earth beneath me and look at the moon if I can, or just look at the trees or listen to the crickets or whatever the thing is. Just become very present. Listen to the wind and just kind of get into the moment. And it is at this point that I'm ready to start my ritual. I know it's a lot of things to do, but I'm telling you, it makes a profound difference in your ritual work. Because when you actually step into that space and you begin to set up and do it, you've put all this energy and thought into the preparation, and it becomes empowered. It's like a snowball effect. Like you've empowered the ritual before you've even gotten there. If you post on social media at all about any of this or any rituals that I do, I'm using the hashtag Atlantis Rituals. I love seeing people who send me messages and posts and tag me and stuff. I like to see that what I am putting out there is actually helping somebody. It makes me feel really good, so I really appreciate it. Don't forget to do that. Subscribe, like, comment, etc., etc., etc. You know the drill. And I hope you guys have a wonderful ritual, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know what that was. That was weird. I'm sorry. Bye.